Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the players themselves, and I'm going to talk about the CED, the Capacitance Electronic Disc, and another system that came out about 2 years later that's also following kind of the same technology, where they also uses stylus, and what are the differences and what are the common things in between. And so the system that you have watched earlier in my previous video, where we have restored that kind of player, which is this one here in front of you, which is SJT-090. Yeah, it's kind of a modern kind of a look for these lineup models of these kind of players. This is the very basic model of the line. There's nothing more than reject, pause and play and forward. It's missing even one of the most essential buttons, which is rewind, and it comes without a remote control as a very basic. I don't really need one, but you know, yeah. At the back of the system here, yep, that very basics, and as well as you know, as you could see here, it's an RF out only. So I have an adapter here for the BAL socket, and the reason that I got this model, the very basic one, because it was the cheapest that I have my hands on. Simply on eBay they are very expensive one, and they are coming from the US, and therefore I said it's the cheapest. The delivery to Australia, it cost me a fortune. So they tackle the issue with being an RF only system. I have bought this RF to HDMI through AliExpress, and it seems actually it's doing the job really well. And it's somehow I think it actually do improve the picture slightly, much better than when I have seen it on just RF when I was tuning my system. They have introduced semi-automatic or an automatic uptake, so that you just do insert the disc, and then it will be taking the disc automatically and then give you back the caddy empty, as well as it will do the reverse when you want to unload the disc, where you just... Why would RCA take the button of rewind? Earlier models, they do have these functions. They do have play, pause, even motion search, or visual search, forward and rewind. They must have ran out of the button, so said, oh, okay, we can actually make these ones without a rewind. If you missed a segment in the movie, you can go back to it. You have to go all the way back by ejecting the disc and reinsert the disc again, and maybe if you're lucky you can go forward, or if you remember the chapter you can go to it. And this fast forward, it's a fast forward, it's not a visual search, it's not a visual forward, it's blank. If you want to make a system, make it full on. In subsequent models like the 100, 200, 250 and 300 and 400, which is the top of the line, of course they have added all these features and so on and so forth. You turn on 2 dots, and then it will prompt you to load the disc. You put disc in, you just slide it in until it catch with the automatic, and it will give you that one, and you have to take it out, and it will start spinning and it will play. And when it start play, it will display 0, and it will start the count up for the different chapters. And when you're done, you just press eject. It will prompt you to unload the disc. You take the caddy and you just put it in, and it will put the disc in, and you will take it out. So neat. In that way, it's all good. Now I'll just show you the RCA introduction, which is something that I actually like. They do have a really nice introduction. Yep, so we take the disc out for now, and I will continue. So if you would notice that the caddy here is a white in color. So the white caddy, it's meaning that these discs are a mono only, and then they have some sort of a color coding they came up with. So once they introduced later on in the years, I think late 81 or 82, they introduced the blue caddies, and this is the workout of Jane Fonda, and it was one of those ones that used to be the disc for sound calibration for the stereo. So it does say a dual soundtrack video disc for a stereo thing, and we have seen this one playing when we managed to restore. And of course, when you have a musical ones, you would have a stereo log, otherwise what's the use of it? Yep, and that's about it. There's nothing much fancy about these CEDs apart from that. They're visually nice, you know. Once they are maybe wrecked completely and they are not in use, you can hang them on the wall. They look like a nice portrait in your theater if you want to, so you don't have to collect them and run a bulldozer over them.
That's all about CED. And now let's talk about the other technology, which is video high density discs that has been developed by Japan Vector company, which is JVC, and its mother company Panasonic. It is the same idea. It is a disc made of PVC, and it is also including carbon in it to make it conductive, as well as it's read by a stylus. And here we go, let's introduce VHD. This is the VHD that I'm having as a player. This one being made by Panasonic under the brand National, and it was a prominent brand at that time. This one, it's called Disc Lord, and it's one of the high-end players at that time because it has the 3D capability. The model of this one is DP-830. As you could see, there's a nifty kind of opening at the bottom of this player, and also included in that opening there are connection for the 3D stereoscope glasses for the 3D capability, as well as there are connection for microphones and sound leveling and kind of things, because this machine also do support the karaoke ability. Well, Japanese loves karaoke, as you know, and Japanese were a big fan, and all VHD, as far as I know, they do support this thing. So also it comes with a very nice remote control. It's a full-on remote control where you have the ability to control every aspect of the player from a remote control. At that time, CED didn't have much of that kind of remote controls, only on the later models. At the back of the machine, there are a few connectors. The one on the left here, it's basically for computer connections, because you also can do games with this kind of a machine. And it also has the AV, or the composite video left and right stereo. All these players do support a stereo, and they do also have the RF outs, which it doesn't make sense to use an RF when you have the AV. Yeah, so that's the VHD as a player in a nutshell. It is a sleek design. They most of them came in this kind of color. Also, they do have the opening or the access for the stylus from the top, as those the earlier models of the CED, which is a very nice thing to have, because otherwise the model I'm having, I have to take the cover off.
VHD, in the other hand, they come up with something completely different methodology. They don't have any grooves on the disc. It's completely flat. The actual disc is smaller than that of its rivalry or its other ones of the CED. The CED is about 12-inch. Where the VHD is about 10-inch or 9.8 inch. Now, they are very nice to look at. So they come up with a cover like this one, and they have a really nice illustration on the cover. And it depends on the length of the movie, whether it comes with double discs or a single disc. Each side, similar to that of the CED, can hold up to 1 hour of video and sound. And despite that, they are smaller in size. And each one of these covers comes with a small leaflets or a magazine that talk about the movie itself, and possibly the director, and some segments in here, the cast and the staff and all that things, which is really nice. Some of the movies, unlike the CED, they didn't have some sort of color coding for whether it's stereo or not. These all came out, so they have a stereo capabilities within. And some of those caddies, as you could see, so yes, it is in a caddy to protect it. They have a semi-transparent caddy like this one here, and you could see the disc inside. And in the other hand, also there is a small window there. I think it's for sensory kind of things in the machine to see that the disc is out or in. I'm not quite sure what that's the use of this window there. But it is quite cool and nice when you put this one in the machine. Like the machine that I'm having, it's made by National or Panasonic. you see the disc moving in and coming back, because the whole caddy doesn't go all the way in. So in that one, it was cool. The quality of the picture coming out from a VHD is smidgen better than that of the CED, as well as it's a stereo, as we have mentioned. It's smaller, and because of the way they have written the data in these discs, they were able to have features that it wasn't possible with the CED or even the laser disc, which is slow motion. With the VHD, you can do a perfect slow motion. You can do fast forward, you can do fast forward motion search, you can do rewind motion search as well. You can do still motion. It's the only downfall for them in that one, because the VHD, its lines, and it's usually read 2 frames of it at the same time, and therefore the still can be jittery in some occasions. But sometimes you can get a perfect pose or the perfect still image as well. So here we go. In addition to that, also they have came up with a way to have much faster running discs, and that can do 3D. We're talking about 1983, so this one it introduced at that time, so 2 years after the CED, and they can do a 3D. And they have introduced a few of these discs with a 3D capability, and they usually come when they introduce a movie. They will introduce something that it either coming up or what you can get as a 3D. And it was a nice 3D. I also bought the glasses, because you have to have glasses or stereoscopes that alternate, so to get you that 3D image. Unfortunately, what I have learned that these were treat in a CRT TV, the electronics would work much better. I don't have a CRT, and I'm not willing to get a CRT. So they don't work very well with the modern LCD, LED, or even a plasma TV. This one doesn't work. So I wouldn't have a clue, but I'm not a big fan anyway, and I just have this one, you know, for the fact that it's the player is capable of a 3D. So that's about the discs as well as the VHD and what it can do. And the thing that I haven't even mentioned in here, that these things also, because the way they have made the disc and the way the disc is read, you can have an interactive games played with this system. So it was full-on system. It's all in one. You can have this one as a 3D player, you can have this one as a full entertainment, you can have the system singing and all that kind of thing, and you can also hook it to a computer, and then you will play games. They have a variant introductions as well. I'm skipping to chapter 2.
Disintegrated.
And I can go fast forward. I can go slow motion, which CED can do.
He agrees.
And informations. And this is pause or still motion. It's actually quite good. And if you keep pressing, it just go frame by frame. Here we go. We are talking about a system that potentially could take over the market, but it did not.
I want you to tell me what you think it is.
Square.
Good guess, but wrong. Clear your head. All right? Tell me what you think it is.
You can also do repeat of a segment by pressing the repeat, and it will just keep repeating the same segment over and over. Very nice. And I'm moving one time backward, and I can go slow motion, and I can go twice, 2 times. Frame by frame, because they are moving so fast. That's why the pause or still motion is terrible.
Just like to end this segment with this beautiful thing. Thank you for watching.